move on to our final boss here. We got a couple more questions to go through. Chat, keep your eyes peeled for the poll going into the last boss. Let's go into it.
Worm.
All right, and on this final round, me and Ramen are going to alternate on the questions. So I'll ask one, he'll ask one, and so on and so forth. First question says, the migration from base to Ronin is a major infrastructure change beyond just the leading home for Web3 gaming. What specific technical or economic advantages does Ronin provide for your evolving MMORPG vision?
Yeah, so if we're speaking about the move to Ronin, we are looking more at just lots of like a big user base and lots of real players over there. Since we are Web 2.5 game, we don't make a lot of transactions during the gameplay. We don't like rely on the infrastructure side of the Ronin. But I had some like really warm and nice feedback from our developer, considering like deploying contracts on Ronin, because previously we were on a, as I mentioned, on a treasure network, which is ZK EVM, and it was like a lot trickier to make and deploy contracts there. So like our blockchain developer is super happy with Ronin. It's something that he is like very familiar with and very easy to build there.
Awesome. We're going to go to Ramen for the next question.
All right, the upcoming Play-to-Airdrop program is generating excitement, but many games struggle with extractive farming behavior. What mechanisms ensure participants are genuinely engaged rather than just grinding rewards?
Yeah, so we're looking closely into the Cambria model of making like a playtest and seasons, where basically players buy battle passes, and those money that they pay for battle passes don't go into our pocket, but instead they go into the rewards pool, and by that like reward pool grows. So basically it means that if you want to get juicy rewards, you need to buy a battle pass first, and this action like cuts a lot of extractors by itself. And also like we have like once again a game with a real time gameplay, and it's harder to make bots and automated actions compared to other projects that are just on chain.
No, absolutely loving that answer. Yeah, it's always hard, right? Trying to figure out who's engaged and who's just grinding. It is a little bit of both every time. We're gonna go on to the next question. Back to Otto.
Yeah, we're gonna go to a couple of questions here in the chat. Deranged, interesting name, says, when is the official release? And I know you already talked about like a playtest coming in, but maybe just like a little window into like your supposed release date.
I mean, that's like an official release is a very, very abstract term, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I can say that we already like had an official release, because like our game is not like vertical slice, it's not like a beta, it's a full game already, but we will be adding more and more features, mechanics, and different modes into it. Yeah, I mean, if you're speaking about like an official release with some monetization and economy, hopefully next month. So it's really close.
Asking you shall receive, Deranged. Next question here from the chat says, do you plan to add clans with some system of stats improvement according to the clan level or something like that?
Yeah, we definitely are working on a guild system, but I don't know, not specifically, not what he mentioned.
Okay.
Yeah, but like first of all, we just want to make like a mechanic where you can create guilds, add guild members, and to make a guild leaderboard, so guilds can compete with each other for some rewards. And further in the development, we will be expanding this guild system with some like guild staking and unlocking new mechanics and perks for guilds, and more competition between guilds for the in-game resources.
For sure. And guys, be sure to chat. This is your last boss here to have questions answered, basically. Get your questions in. Another one says, any thought to possible collabs? And if so, how may they look?
I don't know. I have nothing to disclose about collabs right now.
For sure. Let's move on to our next line of questioning here. And we'll read some more chat questions here in just a second. The Worm token and future lords of the Calamity MMO economy positioning suggests major tokenomics plans. How does this economic system create sustainable value rather than just speculation around scarcity?
Yeah, so basically, I guess like each multiplayer MMO game has pretty much the similar model for their token. It's basically like how we have gold in World of Warcraft or some other currencies in other games. Like imagine instead of those tokens, or instead of those coins, you have your token inside of the game, and you're basically trading inside of the game with a token, which means you're trading with like a real currency with a real value. So like that's like the main utility for the token. Besides that, we will have like a long list of like complementary utilities. We will have staking outside of the game. I already mentioned like wagering for different competitive mechanics, like gambling between players, some like gambling mechanics such as fishing, where you can spend your tokens and maybe win more tokens. So I mean, yeah, like so. First of all, it's bootstrapping trading inside of the game. We have an auction house, which is like very complex tool that lets players to trade any items inside of the game.
So like just to ask a question, just a follow up, it kind of sounds like you're having a bunch of mini games within the ecosystem that have like some sort of like economy play with the token. Is that correct, or am I not understanding that correctly?
Yeah, I mean, definitely we will be adding like inside of our game in the city some like mini games that players can play between each other, or like interacting with NPCs besides just like greening mobs.
Copy that. All right. Let's get to Ramen for the next question here.
All right. Looking at the evolution of successful Web3 games, many pivot towards lighter blockchain integration over time. Where do you see Calamity in 2027? Do you see it with deeper Web3 features or more traditional gaming with optional blockchain elements?
Yeah, we're going basically the second route. So it's more like a Web2 friendly game, but with crypto elements. That's our like long-term vision. But we are starting with a crypto audience. They're like our initial community. They're our supporters. They're our investors. So our Web2 plans will happen only after we gain success in the Web3. Because like we saw many games that raised from Web3 audience and then like cut all the Web3 elements out of their games and like basically rugged their Web3 community and went into Web2. We don't want to like follow this route. We like know where we are. We know for whom we build. So like right now, our focus is totally on Web3. But in future, of course, we plan to attract Web2 players into our game.
Yeah, great approach. No, great approach. Yeah, I see a lot of these games going, like I said, for the optional, some of the optional blockchain elements, or like some heavily abstracted features where it's blockchain, but people don't really know. So that's a great answer for that. We're gonna move that back to Hato for the next question.
All right, guys, and just a quick reminder here: we're about like maybe under 3 minutes left for the poll. Get your votes in, guys. We got about 19 viewers, so just get your votes in. Give it your honest feedback, and I'm going to read some more comments here from the chat. And the question here says, Dima, can we have more hidden meme references in games? Some hidden collabs with different Chainsia games and games. Some ball from Sparkball or penguins in abstract form.
I mean, I'm not against this, but what I care about is about like how to say, immersion inside of the game. Maybe not like quite the correct term, but like if you put a car, for example, inside of a fantasy game, it totally breaks an immersion inside of the game, totally breaks visuals, etc. So just like adding memes inside of the game is not something that I would like to do. I would try to stick to like fantasy stylistics. But if it doesn't break like this fantasy stylistics, if it can be integrated like in a natural way, I'm totally up for such collabs.
Absolutely. If it makes sense, it'll fit in the game. Then you'd probably do it. That makes sense.
Yeah, I mean, I'm sorry. I mean, that's something that bothers me a lot of times. So like when fantasy game, for example, launches some character collection or PFP collection, and there are like fantasy characters with a rolled cone on top of their head, like it always like pisses me off. Like,
yeah, I understand where you're coming from. Like in Call of Duty, I see like a bunch of anime characters running around. It doesn't make sense to like for that to be in Call of Duty. So I understand where you're coming from completely. Robin, are we on question 15?
Yeah. Oh, you sidetracked over there. Oh, okay, got you. Yeah, so it'd be 15.
Hey, I'm doing a lot over here, man. If someone was thinking about acquiring worm tokens or getting involved with Calamity, how would you explain that to them the value of holding? What is the value of being in the Calamity economy?
I mean, as always, if you believe that we are building some nice product, and I guess we've already proven that we can make a fun game, it's up to us to prove that this fun game can has like nice in-game economy. That's something that we want to prove in like upcoming 2 months with the next big playtest. So basically, buying a token, you just buy into our future success and into like a profit sharing from an in-game economy. And also, if you're a player yourself, there will be like tons of ways to spend tokens inside of the game to make your progression faster, to make more tokens back from play-to-earn mechanics, etc.
Alrighty. We're down to the last question. Ramen, take it away.
All right, here we go. Final question. When somebody asks, what did Calamity accomplish in 2027, what specific measurable outcome would define the success beyond just bringing classic MMORPGs to the blockchain?
I mean, I don't know, like hopefully we can be known like outside of the Web3 by 2027. I think it's a pretty nice goal.
Nice, loving that answer. Very short, very specific. Not too bad. I like it. I like the answers that were given today.
Yeah, I'm sorry, guys. I'm more of a builder type. I'm not very like public, but since I'm a founder, I have to crawl out of my cave from time to time.
Dima, it's okay. All you got to do is you got to find out what flavor of ramen do you want to be. And you can have a cool avatar just like mine. We need like a udon cache or something. You can have a cool VTuber. We can have Dima the final boss in Calamity.
Ramen, you're the final boss. You're the
Fine. I'm the final boss. Fine.
You want to have underlings that look like you? Want a Robin Revolution? What is this shit?
I may already have underlings roaming around somewhere that haven't been claimed yet. Who knows?
Hey, it takes a lot of courage, Dima, to come up to the show and kind of like talk about your game, your passion, or whatever. So like I do appreciate that. I think you did answer to the best of your ability. But now it's time to see what the chat thinks. What does the chat think of how you did today? Let's find out.